Hey guys, let's dive into something that nearly every man will experience at some point, being ghosted by a woman. If you found yourself in this situation, you know how emotionally draining and confusing it can be. One minute, everything seems to be going smoothly. You're texting, talking, and things feel like they're moving in the right direction. Then, without warning, it all stops. She goes silent, stops replying, and you're left wondering where you went wrong. It's frustrating, and the uncertainty can leave you second guessing yourself, replaying every interaction in your mind and trying to figure out what changed. It feels like a personal rejection, and it often triggers feelings of insecurity, confusion, and self-doubt. But here's the truth: ghosting doesn't reflect your value as a person. Women tend to ghost for a variety of reasons, and the vast majority of them have nothing to do with your worth. One of the primary reasons women might ghost is that they want to see if you'll chase them. This is a form of testing to see if you're invested enough to make the effort. For some, it's about validation. They want to see if they can still get your attention. It's an ego boost for them, and they might not even be aware of the emotional toll it's taking on you. Another reason could be that they're not ready for the kind of connection you're looking for, whether it's emotional, long-term commitment, or just the intensity of your feelings. They might like you, but they don't feel ready for the deeper engagement you're offering, so they retreat. On the other hand, it could simply be that she's not that into you, but rather than communicating that directly, she opts for ghosting because it's easier or less confrontational. She might not have the emotional maturity or courage to have an honest conversation about how she feels, so she chooses silence instead. Regardless of the reason behind her decision, the outcome is the same. She walks away, she disappears, and in many cases expects you to chase after her. This behavior is often rooted in a desire for attention. Many women enjoy the feeling of being wanted, even if they have no real interest in pursuing the relationship. For them, it's like a game, an emotional high they get from keeping you guessing and keeping you invested in them. But the truth is, no matter the reason for her ghosting you, it's more about her emotional needs and less about anything lacking in you. Quick break, guys. For those of you asking about the course, it's no longer available. You're late, and that's just how it is. But for those of you who are serious about stepping up and taking control, I've created a one-on-one chat with me. Choose your package and let's solve any problem you're facing, whether it's crushing your goals or handling that conversation with a girl. When you find yourself being ghosted, it can feel like a personal blow to your ego and self-worth. It's natural to question why someone would just disappear without explanation, and it's easy to take it personally, especially when you've invested emotionally in the connection. But here's a crucial truth: ghosting is a reflection of the other person's inability to handle emotions or communicate effectively, not a reflection of your value. So, no matter how badly it feels, ghosting should never define you or make you doubt who you are as a person. It's important to realize that being ghosted has almost nothing to do with your worth or your ability to offer something meaningful in a relationship. People ghost for their own reasons, and many of those reasons have little to do with you personally. If someone chooses to disappear from your life without so much as an explanation, it usually means they're not capable of having the difficult conversations needed to end things or explain their feelings. It says more about their emotional maturity or lack thereof than it does about your character. Often, men internalize this behavior and think, "What did I do wrong?" Or, "What's wrong with me that she stopped talking to me?" Those questions only lead to self-doubt and negative thoughts. It's easy to spiral into feelings of inadequacy and wonder if you're not attractive enough, funny enough, or good enough. But the reality is that ghosting has nothing to do with your value. People ghost for all sorts of reasons. Sometimes they just aren't ready for the kind of connection you're offering. Sometimes they're dealing with their own emotional issues. And other times, they simply aren't mature enough to communicate directly. Whatever the reason, it's not an accurate reflection of you as a person. Here's a critical shift to make. Don't blame yourself for someone else's inability to communicate. Instead, try to see ghosting as an opportunity to reframe the situation. Rather than falling into the trap of questioning yourself, take a step back and look at the situation with a sense of perspective. You didn't lose value when she decided to walk away. You gained clarity. You gain the knowledge that this woman wasn't the right one for you, and by letting her go, you free yourself up for better things. In fact, ghosting can often be a blessing in disguise because it removes someone from your life who wasn't fully invested or ready for what you were bringing to the table. It's also important to recognize that you can't control other people's actions, but you can control your response. You can't force someone to communicate with you, just like you can't make someone like you or change their mind if they've already decided they're not interested. But what you can control is how you respond to the situation. Do you let it destroy your self-esteem, or do you use it as an opportunity for growth? The choice is yours. Maintaining your sense of self-worth in the face of ghosting is vital for your emotional health. No matter what anyone does to you, your value doesn't change. Remember that your self-worth isn't dependent on someone else's behavior or opinions. You don't need external validation to know you're a good person, worthy of love and respect, and the people who truly value you will never leave you in limbo or disappear without communication. True connections are built on trust and respect, and someone who ghosts you simply isn't emotionally mature enough to offer that. So instead of letting ghosting cause you to spiral into insecurity, see it as an opportunity to reinforce your own value. When you're ghosted, you're not being rejected by the world. You're being given the chance to refocus your energy on things that truly matter, your own growth, happiness, and the relationships that truly align with who you are. Take this time to build your confidence, develop your passions, and focus on things that make you feel good about yourself. Every challenge like this is a step toward learning more about who you are and what you truly want in your life and relationships. Remember, ghosting is not a reflection of your worth, and how you choose to handle it will determine how quickly you move past the disappointment. You are worthy of someone who communicates openly, respects you, and shares in building something real. If someone can't offer that, it's their loss, not yours. As a man, dealing with being ghosted requires a clear, strong, and straightforward approach, one that doesn't involve chasing someone who isn't reciprocating your effort. It's essential to understand that ghosting isn't a reflection of your value or worth, but rather a signal that the person you're dealing with may not be emotionally mature enough to engage in a healthy relationship. So, the best thing you can do is simply ignore the situation and move on with your life. When you stop chasing her, you immediately shift the power dynamic in your favor. Instead of wasting time and energy on someone who isn't giving you the attention or respect you deserve, redirect that energy into things that bring you growth and fulfillment. There's an endless list of opportunities out there that are far more rewarding and productive than wondering why she stopped texting. You have the power to focus on your own personal development, and this is the perfect time to invest in yourself. Consider hitting the gym and focusing on your physical health. There's something incredibly empowering about pushing your body to its limits, building strength, and seeing the results. Exercise not only boosts your confidence, but it also releases endorphins, helping you improve your mental well-being during this frustrating time. Alternatively, learning a new skill or taking up a hobby that interests you is a great way to invest in yourself. Whether it's picking up a musical instrument, learning a new language, or diving into coding or photography, expanding your skill set will keep your mind occupied and growing. It also makes you more attractive to future potential partners, as personal growth is always appealing. Another excellent use of your time is picking up a book. Reading can provide an escape, a new perspective, and a wealth of knowledge. Whether it's personal development, business, or fiction, books are an invaluable tool to expand your mind and give you a sense of purpose beyond the emotional turbulence of dating. Starting a side hustle is also a game changer. Whether you've always had a passion or just want to explore something new, creating something of your own gives you the independence and sense of achievement that can be incredibly satisfying. A side hustle can also bring financial freedom and the confidence that comes with being self-sufficient. Don't forget the importance of connecting with friends. Surround yourself with people who truly care about you and want to see you succeed. It's easy to get caught up in your emotions after being ghosted, but true friends will remind you of your value and help you keep perspective. They'll offer support, encouragement, and sometimes a good laugh that will help take your mind off the situation. By redirecting your focus to these positive and productive actions, you're not only showing her that you don't need her, but you're also showing yourself that you're more than capable of thriving without anyone's validation. You're proving that your happiness, growth, and success aren't dependent on someone else's behavior. When you stop chasing someone who isn't making the effort, you are silently telling her, and more importantly, telling yourself that she's an option, not a requirement. Your life is already full and meaningful without her, and your future is full of even greater possibilities. Ironically, when you stop chasing, you often flip the script in ways that are hard to anticipate. A woman who's used to getting attention, who's been accustomed to men chasing after her, won't know how to handle a man who's indifferent and unbothered. It's a powerful shift. When you stop pursuing, she may start to wonder why you're not chasing her, and the dynamic changes entirely. But here's the key truth. You shouldn't care if she ever comes back. Why? Because your time is precious, and anyone who disrespects it by ghosting you has already shown they don't deserve to be a part of your life. You're not just giving your time to anyone. You're investing in yourself, your goals, and your personal growth. Chasing a woman who has chosen to walk away doesn't just waste your time. It also makes you look insecure and desperate. You're showing her that you're willing to prioritize someone who didn't even have the decency to communicate openly with you. And that's not a good look for anyone. The truth is, you hold the power, not in the way of manipulating someone's feelings, but in the ability to control your own life, your own path, and your own future. The sooner you realize that your happiness and growth are not tied to someone else's actions or feelings, the sooner you'll start to thrive in all areas of life. When someone chooses to leave, they're doing you a favor. It might sting for a while, but in the grand scheme of things, you're being given the opportunity to free up space in your life for someone or something better, someone who appreciates you, someone who wants to build with you and communicate openly, someone who values your time, your effort, and your presence. Rather than clinging to a relationship that has fizzled out, focus on how much potential you have to grow and evolve without that added drama. Imagine how much progress you could make by shifting your energy from someone who isn't interested in investing in you to things that fuel your personal development. You have the ability to improve yourself, to pursue new passions, to become a better version of yourself without anyone's approval or validation. You are the architect of your own future. Your time is valuable, and once you start treating it as such, you'll realize that anyone who doesn't respect that time isn't worth holding on to. Let them go and move forward with your head held high. It's as simple as that. Ghosting is not a setback, it's a redirection towards something better. Let go of the people who won't add to your life and make room for the ones who will. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you'll attract the right energy into your life. A life filled with purpose, growth, and meaningful connections, all built on the foundation of knowing your worth and never settling for less than you deserve. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and let's continue this conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.